one of the things that we've talked a lot about philosophy of record making and songwriting and all those sorts of things. But I think one of the things that will come through on this record is that we had a ball doing it. It was fun. It was a ton of work, which I told you it would be. I mean, for those of you out there that are thinking about making a CD, think long and hard, because it's a lot of work, many long hours. But during the process, if you're not having fun, then something's wrong, and you need to step back, because having fun making music is part of the process. And you know, these guys will tell you there'll be times you'd be there at 2 o'clock in the morning, having been there for 10, 12 hours, and the thing that gets you through those kinds of days is the fact that you're enjoying the creating process, you're enjoying the camaraderie of the people who are working with you, you're enjoying the experience of being in a music facility that is helping you realize your vision. So of all the things that we talked about, I think having fun was the one thing you guys took to heart, and that's why the record really sounds as good as it does.
You say the name Lenny Price around here, and everybody, almost everyone knows the name, and are like, great sax player, just world-class sax player. And you certainly have done a lot of sax playing, but you are not playing sax on this record.
Not
you
once.
are playing keyboard. So why don't you tell us a little bit about you know, your musical background and you know, how it is that you end up this great sax player playing this really cool keyboard stuff for us.
Well, if you want to go all the way back to the beginning, I mean, my mom told me when she was carrying me that she used to play piano and sing every single day. And so once I got into music, I always had this nagging thing that made me want to play keyboards, even though I was developing as a saxophonist early on. So as the years have progressed, I've really had a number of different artists that have kind of informed my sensibilities as a keyboard player. And like every other aspect of my life, I listen to as many examples as I can. But for keyboards, I would say that Steely Dan, George Duke, Bruce Hornsby, Lyle Mays, who works with Pat Metheny, and the keyboardists, including Marcus Miller, who work on his stuff. Those would be the guys who are the cornerstone of how I approach keyboards, and especially piano and organ. I mean, certainly there's other people, yes. Keith Emerson, Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock, there's just so many, but the ones that I mentioned are first, Steely Dan, Lyle Mays of the Pat Metheny group, and Bruce Hornsby. Those are certainly the cornerstone. Oh, and Billy Joel, I almost forgot.
Great name.
Those guys.
Yeah.
So if you listen to all of that and you absorb it in your ear and try to pass it to your hands, then you have these tools to work with. I mean, every time you guys came to me, I had an idea of what to play as soon as I heard the song.
I've got to agree with all that. Just an enormous amount of fun and satisfaction and an incredible amount of work. And part of it for me, having not gone through 50 or 70 projects like you have, this is the first thing I've really done like this. And it's just when you kind of get towards the end of it where we are now, and you're listening to, you know, the master tracks, and there's all this work that's been gone into it, and I realized a lot of these songs, I didn't necessarily have a solid vision of how the song was going to turn out. I mean, you know, so
that's the beauty of working with a guy like Geoff too, who also has tons of experience, you know, working with Soundgarden, Nickelback, I mean, huge group, Melissa Etheridge. So when you get that kind of experience coupled with the room, and your passion and Bob's passion and my passion and all of that mixes together, and Casper's expertise as a bassist, you put that all together and you end up with a record that stands the test of time. And that should be the goal of any person making a record. That when you listen to it 20 years from now, it still puts a smile on your face. It gets your toe tapping. So.